the phone call there.
I don't have anybody's number. The phone is in the car. That's where all the numbers are. The parking lot.
Is there
Okay.
some,
All right, this is file number 252156SM. People versus Jennifer K. Moe. Charged with a dog at large. Defendant entered a plea to that charge, and I sent the matter out today to see if she paid on any of her other fines. This dog actually bit somebody. Ms. Ives, what would you like me to know?
well, in dealing with this case, Jennifer had a number of other files as well that were dismissed. And I think there's just this general sense that every single time she turns around, she feels like the city is trying to, go after her, either her property rights and she's not really sure where it's all coming from. And I think ultimately she has a sense of frustration with it all. I know she's trying to do the right thing and trying to make sure that she, abides by the law. It just seems like every single time she turns around, she feels that someone is always there, out to get her. I don't know as if that's actual paranoia, but I think it's true because she had a number of matters, and as the court maybe recall, a number of matters got dismissed. And in a lot of those dismissal cases, she felt like, yes, I did have my proof of insurance on me. Yes, I did have this. I'm not sure I got ticketed for it. We ended up getting a lot of those matters dismissed because of some of those defenses that she had. But we are here today, and I know she'd like to put some of this behind her and, try to avoid any further difficulty with law enforcement and the court system.
I'm all in favor of that. Ms. Moe, what do you want to tell me?
Well, considering I've lost my home, I'm ready to just sell everything and move. Sell all my next things and just get out of here.
We used to have a box of Kleenexes on the table. I guess we have to get some.
The cops are pulling over anybody that comes to my house. When they leave, they get pulled over. If I'm walking, they stop me as I'm walking my dogs. Like, I can't do anything. Not even doing anything wrong.
Ms. Stoll, you got any input here?
Your Honor, I would leave sentencing to the court's discretion. I would just let the court know that the victim who was bit by the defendant's dog is not seeking restitution for the medical treatment she saw after the bite.
He's a good dog. He's I don't even know the whole backstory on him, but the first owner went to jail. So my, at the time, boyfriend decided to keep over. And then he went to jail for helping me clean up my house, my brother's mess. So I didn't want him to go to the pound, so I kept him.
Well, you had some previous dog cases back in 2023.
Yeah,
This dog is a pit bull and it bit a lady. You have zero remorse. I never heard you say, I'm sorry. Everybody's picking on me. This lady used to work here at the courthouse. Your pit bull ran up and bit her and she went to the hospital to get treated for it. She's not asking you to pay for her medical treatment. And it's all somebody else's fault. You have 11 unpaid other tickets and fines. You owe $1,945 in fines and costs. And, everybody's picking on you. I set the matter out for sentencing to see whether you paid anything. We couldn't even confirm whether the dog had its rabies shots. I wouldn't want to get bit by a pit bull. And if I had 5 cents for every time somebody told me their pit bull was a nice dog, it was nice to them.
I did apologize to the lady when I went and helped her up.
All right.
I asked her if she needed anything.
No sense giving you a bunch of more fine.
I haven't been making payments to the court because somebody keeps hacking my bank account. But I do have money on a debit card if I could pay by over the
What
phone.
they indicate is you haven't paid, you paid zero since I saw you last time.
I did have the money on the last
I'm not
Monday that
gonna
was canceled.
sack you with a bunch of fines. Order 7 days jail, credit 0, starting right now. I was hoping you'd pay at least something on this. You didn't do anything. You showed up a half an hour late. You're not the slightest bit remorseful. It's all somebody else's fault. You got 2 pit bulls running around. One of them bit this lady. You got previous dog complaints. You got 11 unpaid fines and costs. Most of it has to do with driving around without any insurance. Did somebody bring you?
No,
You're gonna have to call somebody to come get your car. All right, I'm waiving all the fines and costs. I'm not supposed to do that, but I can't wipe these other ones out because most of them are civil infractions. All right, you can go with the court officer. If you had paid something, I probably wouldn't have done this, but there's no point in assessing another fine that
I have money to pay.
I don't care. It's too late now. I didn't assess any fine.
Keep what you feel like your brain.
Oh, I gotta get my keys back to the person that loaned me the car.
You told me to be on the phone.
I need the number, it's in my phone.
Hold on, let me make a phone call
I
there.
don't have anybody's number, the phone is in the car, that's where all the numbers are.
Who's your car?
The parking lot.
Is there someone you want me to call?
I don't have anybody's number.
Okay.
The security issues in this building are substantially lacking. I mentioned earlier on the record, when I walked in after lunch, I had to go to Marion County, and I went to a meeting at lunch, came back after lunch, there's 2 inmates standing there in their jail garb, in the jumpsuits, and I knew both of them. I went over to talk to them. There were 2 nice motorcycles out in the parking lot, and I said, hey, do you guys drive, joking with them, do you drive those motorcycles in here? And hell, they're both here on criminal charges, and they're standing there with their cuffs on right where all the people are going through. I knew them, I wasn't afraid of them, and they were polite, and we joked around a little bit, but that's not a good way to do it. They must have taken her out through the other side, and that set off the security alarm. We got lots of bugs to work out.
Yeah, it seems like is there even a holding center here or a holding
No, there
cell?
isn't. They've got something over there. They've got some holding area in the walkway. Yeah, that's all right. We assumed it was. But we got lots of bugs to work out, and maybe I could have given them a heads up, but I didn't. I checked when I got back to see if she'd paid anything, and I told her, if you don't pay anything, I'll put you in jail. But she doesn't have any money. But, it was an unfortunate circumstance. Anyway, that finishes everything we had on the schedule for today.
A courtroom hearing over a pit bull attack quickly turned tense after the defendant claimed that everyone was out to get her. The case involved a dog bite victim, multiple unpaid fines, and several previous complaints involving her dogs. Throughout the hearing, the defendant blamed financial problems, harassment, and even a hacked bank account for why she had failed to make payments or stay out of trouble. But the judge wasn't convinced. He pointed out that the victim had been bitten badly enough to require hospital treatment and still never asked for medical restitution. The court also revealed that the defendant had 11 unpaid tickets and had failed to pay anything despite being given extra time before sentencing. As the excuses continued, the judge became visibly frustrated with the lack of accountability and remorse. Instead of giving more fines, he sentenced her to 7 days in jail, saying there was no point in adding penalties she clearly wasn't paying. The most dramatic moment came at the end, when the defendant suddenly claimed she actually had money. To pay, the judge immediately responded, "I don't care. It's too late now." That final exchange turned the hearing into a viral courtroom moment online.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.